You are listening to the General Conversation Podcast, Season 3, Episode 12. I'm Valerie,
This is Cord.
and we have a good topic for you guys today. How are you feeling today, Cordero?
I'm feeling great, man. I wish it stopped raining out there. It's like been doing that
Yeah.
for like all day, yesterday, today. It's been going on and
About
on.
a week. About a week, right?
This is not the
Week and a
summer that we
half.
were expecting.
Listen, I kind of I'm not mad at it just because I don't like the rain, but at least it ain't hot. But it's muggy though, so I guess it's really
Yeah.
hot anyway. Cause it rains and then it get right back hot.
Yeah, it's
The
like a
sun
goddamn
comes out.
crab boil out here. We just
Right.
just boiling.
We definitely in a pot for
It's
real.
steamed and shit.
All right. So the topic of the people we talking about today is the Shakari Richardson incidents and our thoughts behind it.
Mm-hmm.
I mainly wanted to talk about Gabby Thomas because I like the statement that she said. But we'll go ahead and get into basically the basic of it. So the basis of it is Shakari Richardson. If you guys don't know, at the beginning of July, she basically, she was a favorite for the Olympics in U.S. in track and field. I think she's out of Louisiana State University, and she was just a fan favorite. And so she won her meet. So I did see a clip where she won her meet to go to the Olympics. And after I saw that she won that, I got like a little notification saying that they were gonna suspend her, which could basically they suspended her. The U.S. track and field suspended her because they found when they tested her, they found her with THC, which is the main ingredient in marijuana. Okay, and so that's what we're talking about, and not just mainly that she was found like they found in her system, and basically they consider that doping, which I don't think that I wouldn't consider that doping, but if that's a part of their rule book that a substance that you shouldn't have, you shouldn't do it. Because I know marijuana to be, if anything, to be an inhibitor to slow you down, like you know what I mean.
Right, to make you mellow.
So make you real mellow and chill. So I don't really, it's not, when they think of doping, I think a lot of times they think of like something that's going to enhance your capabilities, which weed does not do that. Nobody nowhere has smoked weed. It was like, I'm faster, I'm stronger. Like, I don't think that's how that works. I think if anything, I know people mainly to do that smoke weed or whatever is to get they, to calm themselves down if they got anxiety or whatever. And she was saying that she was guilty of it, smoking marijuana, and basically how she found out. I mean, she was in an interview, and then one of the interviewers told her about her mother passing, which I think is so off the wall. Like whether she knew that or not, I guess I don't know. I don't know because I don't think she grew up with her biological mother. So I was just like, that's crazy. So off of that offset her going and smoke the marijuana, and basically it found in her system, and they suspended her, and she missed the Olympics. And like I said, in the first bit part, she wrote "I am human" when she tweeted out, and that was that. Okay. Um, I feel a way about it, and then so I feel a way about, like, I feel like the rules are the rules. Like, for example, there are just certain rules that you cannot break. You know what I mean? Like, you can't drink and drive. You can't. A lot of jobs don't allow you to be high when you come to work. It's just certain things some rules you have to follow, even if it's legal in certain other places or legal to. If marijuana is legal in your state, that's fine. But I'm pretty sure, like, it even says like you can't operate certain machinery. You
Mm-hmm.
shouldn't do this. A lot of jobs still drug tests, so it is
Right.
what it is. And at the end of the day, being a part of that team, the Olympic team, and representing the USA is, a job, and it's a requirement, and so you do have to follow the rules and policies. However, I do look at marijuana as like, I don't think that's really considered, like, that's not a enhancement drug. And I'm like, if anything, I was shocked because I was like, she won her meet, and
She was high.
she was testing marijuana. I'm like, if anything, that tell you the skill that the girl really got. Like, that's how I was
Right.
thinking. Like, what really is going on? Because if anything, it slows you down. It makes you kind of dull and mellow, and like you said. So I was like, the fact that she was on that, bro, y'all, woo, 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 like,
Trouble,
that's
trouble,
crazy.
trouble.
Right. But yeah, so like I said, I thought that when I watched Shakari run, like I know a lot of times they were talking about like her hair color, her nails, but I'm like, she's not the only person to be flamboyant. And I don't even know if you would consider that flamboyant, but I guess not to be like traditional hair color and long nails. Like Flojo had long nails and all that stuff like that. So I'm like, that's just a little part of our swagger or whatever. So it was some talk about her there. And then when she won, I'm like, she showed proof that don't really matter like what you got on or whatever. Like she's just talented. Her body is sick. Like she looks amazing and she won. And so the one part that I saw that really resonated with me was when after she won, normally the procedure is you go talk to the media. Like the media will come out and talk to you and they'll ask you all these questions to do their little interview. And so instead of her doing the interview, she was like, hold on. She went up there and she found her family and her grandmother and she just held on to her grandmother, kind of like a sense of relief. And like, I did this, I'm doing this for us. And it was like a very proud moment, you could tell, for their family. And I wanted her to win. I still want her to win. You know what I mean? I think she's a talented young lady. I think though, like you have to be mindful of the decisions you make. And I'm not gonna tell her how to grieve because I don't know how I would react to somebody giving me some information like that in the interview. I think that was all the way foul. But I also feel like, there's better things to. It's like don't be your own. Don't be in your own way. Don't be your own. Don't. It's like you trying to be detrimental to yourself. Like what the rules are, and you shouldn't, like, regardless if it's legal wherever you are. The fact is, like, don't go there. And I think sometimes it's hard to tell somebody that hindsight is 2020. I know she probably wish she didn't do it, but I also think like her tweeting out, like, it started out decent, and I guess like maybe some trolls got to her, or maybe her own ego or whatever, but she started kind of getting like she like basically saying like the Olympics won't be nothing without her. Like she knows she the favorite, and like I guess y'all people, perfect people. First of all, if it's trolls out there messing with you, I mean, people gonna say what they gonna say because you in the public eye, and I know you didn't ask to be there, but it's kind of like people don't like you when you're doing good, but they really got something to say when you're doing bad. You know what I mean? And so I think you just have to if you're gonna take on the accountability part of it, of your actions, like just take it all in and just like, okay, you just gonna have to let the negativity be what it is and stay to the side. You know what I mean? Because people are always gonna have something to say. So for you to reach out and tweet out, you know what I'm saying? That's her prerogative to do so, but it just add fuel to the fire a lot of time because it feels like she's being combative with people, and then it's in turn, it's like, well, y'all don't gotta, like, I'm the flyest thing in the Olympics, but the thing is, boo, like, you're not in the Olympics no more. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like you trying to like put down or like say certain things to certain people, but the thing is, it's like whether you're the fan favorite or not, the thing is the rules are the rules, and you have to follow those. And so if you're gonna be accountable, don't be accountable just halfway, like own it and get out. I really think she needs like a social media manager to kind of like, you know, I guess curtail her tweets and be like, hey, you know what I'm saying? Let's focus on something else. Get you off social media so that you can move on to the next big thing. And that brings me to Gabby Summers, which I mean, Gabby Summers is a Harvard student who is like getting, I think, her master's or something like that, and mastering in science. And she's also a great track star. She's on the Olympic team, and she had tweeted out basically um when this happened, like, hey, she's she didn't say anything about Shakari. She was just like, in spite of what's going on, like we still want the black community to support, because a lot of people in the black community was like, I ain't gonna watch it if Shakari ain't in it,
Right,
and what's
right,
weed?
right.
Weed ain't it ain't illegal, and I mean it's just some weed. It grow from the earth. Like we get all of that, but like I said, the rules are the rules are the rules. And so a lot of people were acting like they wasn't gonna watch it. Now I don't know if they was gonna watch it anyway, but
Right.
it's like I like that. I thought it was very genuine that Gabby Thomas was just like, look, I know how y'all feel about it, but at the end of the day, like,
She's not the only black person.
She not the only black person there. Worked hard, that trained, that
Resistance
dedicated their
temptation.
time. Resisted temptation. Okay, that trained and that has put their heart and soul into a sport, because not everybody get to go to the Olympics. It's just not. It just don't work that way. And so she was just asking for the black community support. And so I did see a tweet that Sha'Carri tweeted out. Now, I'm not saying Sha'Carri tweeted this out to Gabby, but basically it was like, you can't be mad if your like the person is a fan of someone and the person's not going to be there, and then the fan don't want to show up for it or watch or participate because the person they really want to see isn't there. And she tweeted more tweets out like, I might not be the Olympic champ, but I'll be your world champ, and just kind of like boastful stuff like that. Which, I mean, if you feel it, you feel it, girl. If it's in your spirit, do you, honey? Because I do think she's very talented. Sha'Carri is. However, I think Gabby wasn't, and I'm not saying Sha'Carri sent that to Gabby or was trying to say that was for, that could have been for anybody, but I do feel like, I think Gabby has the right to be like, look, we want your, and she didn't even say I in her tweet. She was just like, support us, like support the black athletes that's out here that's still working hard. And we have to work even 10 times harder than everybody else to get it to this point, because we are black, and so we would love your support. And if you think about it, a lot of times if you've ever watched the Olympics, that, like, you go by the crowd, you go by the chanting of the USA, like it pumps you up, it gets you in that mood, because you are competing not just along with other USA team members, but with people from different countries. So it's kind of like, you need that little, like, it kind of just make you feel like, I got this, I gotta do this. It's the fan, it's the support that you need to get you to your best outcome. And so like I said, when I watched the Olympics, especially when I was younger, I was happy to see people, especially that look like me, to represent the country that I live in, and to represent my community. When I saw somebody black, I was like, all right, got a brother out there, a sister out there. And for them to win and to something positive and see something great, like especially when you a kid, you like this, this could be me, or I got a cousin that's good. You just to see somebody that you can relate to on TV that's doing something outstanding. It's not an easy feat to do all of that. And so it feels good when you can look on the TV screen or look at somebody and they can kind of resemble your community. And it's like a relatability factor, basically. So, and I really agree with Gabby in that sense that, like, if you are going to plan to watch it, just still watch it, just in spite of if your favorite person isn't there, because it is what it is. You know what I mean? Like, support. There are still other people that are just as talented, that work just as hard, that that you can support if you choose to do so. I just think it's one of them things that, like, we shouldn't, as black people, we shouldn't try to bring each other down, and we shouldn't try to, make it such a, oh, I don't like that person, or I really came to watch this person, or it's funny because black people are harder on each other, and then a lot of times black women against black women, it's just a whole cycle, and it's just like, it was it's a slave mentality, honestly, because it's like, I don't want to see nobody doing better than me. I'm the best, I'm the this, I'm the that. And it's just like, well, we all can't be good. It's room at the table for everyone. You know what I'm saying? And if you stay in your own lane and ride your wave, like, nobody can do what you can do the way you can do it. So there's no reason to, I just think that it would have been better, or it would have came out better if, Sha'Carri would have been like, you know what? To all that, like, rise above it. I think there's still a lot of immaturity in her, you know what I mean? And I do realize she's like 21, but I'm like, even if I feel like I'm the shit, I'm just gonna sit out there and be like, look, congratulations to all the people that's going. It's like a humbling thing, because that's what happens when you do, because people don't look more to that, like, these people end up getting deals with Nike and sponsorship, and things like that, and they become role models, so to speak. And so for you can drive this bus in the way you want it to go. You know what I mean? You can be the role model you want to see, or you can be like you can stoop down to the trolls level and start bickering with everybody. Nobody want that, because it's gonna be people that gonna feel a certain way anyway. But I would have been like, you know what? I hope that the rest of the people, especially the Black community, that they do well and keep it like that and keep it positive, because we need each other, regardless if we know that or not. We need this as a community. And I just feel like it would just be in better interest if we were more unified. You know, and that's what I think Gabby was just trying to say, like, hey, still support us. We still out here doing it. And I think you can't be mad at that. Like, and she didn't put nobody down. She didn't mention anybody's name. She didn't even say whatever. And then a lot of times people are like, oh, it's the Olympics that banned Sha'Carri, but it wasn't. It was the U.S. track and field, and they have their own rules and their own policies. It's like, if you gonna win, you gotta win by everything. It's like when you play a game, you know what I mean? Like, you playing these are the rules. That's what makes the game so great, because you gotta follow. Everybody don't make it here. I don't care if you the best. Everybody don't make it here. And so, but if you can win through all this, then like you on top. It also reminds me of too, like, you know, when you're a kid and your parent like, okay, I'm taking all y'all to the movies. And you like, okay, yeah, we going to the movies. You get your outfit on, you ready. You like, going to the movies. I've been waiting for this. You excited. And then somebody do something in a little crew, and y'all, the one person gets in trouble. And now they fuck it up with everybody, because now nobody, then your mother, your parent, like, you ain't going. Nobody going. She mad. Can't nobody go to the movie. You like, well, I'm ready. I'm dressed. I'm here. I didn't do it. I done been there. I'm like, it wasn't me. Let me live. Let me go. I didn't do nothing wrong. You know what I'm saying? It's like, don't condemn all of us. Show me love. Show me someone. Let me go. Look, that's the bad apple right now. It's like, look, I ain't got nothing to do with it.
So what did we do to deserve
it? I'm like, this is all the way wrong. So, you know what I'm saying? If you can show support, especially to some Black women doing their thing, Black men as well, you know, show your support and get into it. Cordero, thoughts?
Yeah, I was just gonna say, man, that I think she just made a very young person mistake at being 21 and just being thrust into the spotlight at 21. Because at first, you know, she probably had a little social media thing. I'm running track and field to her little family at first, but now all of a sudden you're on this national platform, and over the course of a month, maybe if that long. So I think this kind of all happened kind of fast, and she responded. In my opinion, she responded like I would expect somebody who's 21 to respond, honestly. And plus the whole thing with her finding out through her situation, though, she was grieving from her mother, like you said, she found out through a news reporter. To me, just the fact that she found out through a news reporter, you can always tell there's a very complicated situation behind the scenes with that. You know what I'm saying? For her not to have known like that. Maybe somebody was camping out outside her mother's room and just found out ahead of time. But just the fact that she found out that way and, you know, didn't get a chance to, you know, make it. People have regrets. You don't know what was going on with their family behind the scenes. I've heard of similar situations like that. I know it's not an easy situation to deal with. So, and she grieved the way she wouldn't grieve. And, you know, I said it once, I'll say it again. Grief don't care. It is a very selfish thing. And people grieve differently. Some people grieve immediately. Some people, it don't hit them till 6 months later. Some people, it happened in waves. And so she dealt with it, in my opinion, the way that she felt was probably the best way to deal with it right then. Because some people turn to hard drugs like crack and heroin and shit. Now she really doped up. Yeah, tapping the veins and shit. You know, now she really fucked up. But you know what? I think, you know, she grieved the way she knew how to at the present time. And once again, the age of being 21. You know, what was your mindset at 21? Honestly.
Ooh.
Exactly.
I tell you, I was very young minded and thought I was grown, and I don't think I knew half the stuff I thought I know. I'm still growing. Okay.
And then on top of that, now you thrust all these cameras in your face, all this fame in your face, you know. And like I said, you know, you get a lot of rappers who get blow up overnight. They blow that money because they don't make grown-up decisions. It's not a wise decision.
They don't they make a lot. They don't have accountants or anything like that.
Right, exactly. And then even on top of that, the little beef that they do have, they respond like they in the streets. But like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I wish that somebody would have pulled her to the side. She, like you said,
Right.
she need a PR person.
Look,
She needs,
yeah, and some
yeah,
and some counseling too.
some
Like
kind
it's
of
probably all
mentor.
kind of trauma, yeah, in there. Yeah.
Yeah, some kind of mentor that would have stopped her and be like, hey, first of all, just from the whole weed smoking things, I wish somebody was in her camp, even the people who would have sold it to, like, you're hurting,
That's
but
what I was
let's not.
thinking. I'm like, who gave that
Real, I'm
to
mad at them,
her?
like, but but I understand, but I understand the mindset of like, I need something to get through this pain, and like I said, when you
Right.
grieving, you don't click like that.
That's
And I wish
true.
somebody would have put it to the side, like, hey, Keith, let's just hold off till after the Olympics. We're gonna grieve with you. We're gonna help you get through this.
Right.
And then even beyond that, after she got caught and tested or whatever, just the PR representative behind that, how she responded, because like the tweet started off on her end very kind of humble. I'm a human being, kind of like
Right.
that, and then they
I'm
kind of
human. Right.
escalated. But at the same time, we know being young, a lot of these social media becomes a lot of young people's lives. It's not just
Yes.
something, this is part of their life now. It's a very integral part of their life now. And so her not, and she probably responded like she was, once again, just in the streets, because nobody's there to tell her, don't respond like that. This is a troll. This is what trolls do. Because there's no telling what, because I'm saying people are assholes.
Serious assholes.
People are assholes. And so
Would love to see your demise,
yeah,
especially
love to
when
see
you're
you
doing
fail.
good. Like honestly, you know some people will respond negatively just to get you to respond. They don't care if you responding
Right.
nice. They any response they want to get you
They
up so they can be like,
want
I don't look. I made her
to,
mad.
those keyboard gangsters are out there, and they will do what they can to get up under your skin. And I believe
They'll
that's
never do that in public though.
never. I
Just
never,
tat it up.
and I truly believe that some people got on her case about not only the smoking weed, not only thing but I'm pretty sure somebody said something about her mama. Because you part of the internet, you just know they'll do anything and say anything to get up
Mhm.
under your skin. And so once again, she responded like, "Don't be talking about
That's
my
why I said she should have got off social media. Like
right." Turn those comments off.
I am human, I would have been like, as a social media manager, I would have like, take that out. We done.
Right. And I wish she had somebody on her team to do that. To, hey, this is public relations, because you're in a national spotlight all of a sudden, go real quick. You know what I'm saying? And so this is how we're gonna have to handle this. Don't respond to the comments. Remain humble if you can. And try not to respond to these trolls. Try to be, like that. And what's her name? Gabby Thompson.
Thomas, yeah,
Gabby Thomas. And I do think what she said was very respectful, because Sha'Carri wasn't. It's just not the only black girl that's running that race.
Person doing it.
Right. So, a lot of people did work hard, and we don't want to just throw away their efforts because one person, I'm saying, they because one person got caught up in a situation like that.
Right.
And it's one of those things where I try to tell people, when you are performing on somebody else's platform, you have to abide by their rules. Black people right now, when it comes down to the Olympic platform, we don't make the rules. And that's simple as that. We don't make the rules, especially if you already know that that you're going to be scrutinized and looked at differently anyway for this. Whatever you do is going to be multiplied times 10. You know that. And it's just that's just not something I'm saying. That's just historical fact, period. You can look that up all day long. So yeah, you just have to abide by those rules. And unfortunately, like I said, she got caught in a situation. She dealt with it the best way she knew how. Unfortunately, it was not the best decision, and she had nobody to correct her decision for her or try to catch her beforehand. And it is what it is now. She only got banned for a month. And unfortunately, I think is she gonna miss the Olympics in Japan? Is that official?
Yeah, like that's why she won't
Right.
be able to do it, because they banned her. Not banned. I'm sorry. The correct word is they suspended her for about a month. Yeah.
All right. So they're spending for a month.
So that's why she won't be able. Because I think once she did the meet and she won her meet and she qualified, but then I think after that it's some other stuff you might have to do for as a part of being in the Olympics and the training and stuff, because they still have to do like the other meets and stuff. So I think she'll just end up missing it. Because at first it was only gonna be for something, and they thought she could catch like the relay, so she was gonna miss the sprinting.
Right.
I think the 100 meter is what she was known for. She was gonna end up missing that, but then it was like maybe she could do the relay, because I think the relay is later on down in the Olympics.
Right.
But
okay.
they just
All right. Well, I mean, I hope she does take this and learn the best lesson she can learn from it. Hopefully, the people in her camp next time can better direct her. Hopefully, she gets like a mentor to help her better direct her, help her deal with what's going on, how she's gonna be looked at, to help her recognize what kind of arena she's officially stepped into. Because
Right.
I don't think this one incident is gonna destroy her career. I do think that
And I hope she's not known for that. Like, oh,
yeah,
she did this. I do think that she's gonna come back with vengeance because that's the personality that she
yeah.
gives me,
Hmm.
which is nothing wrong with that. But I just hope that like a maturity she comes back with a little maturity too. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
and I don't think I don't think it's gonna destroy because of the attitude of that's being looked at with marijuana these days. I don't think it's gonna overshadow. It's gonna people are like, oh, what she get banned for smoking marijuana? Oh, okay,
Well,
because
no, what I mean is because like when she was known as a favorite before this happened, it was like she was a fan favorite, blah blah blah. Now when they say Shakari Richardson, they have lately been like she was Richardson suspended for smoking marijuana. Like that's what she known for. Even though she's fast and she's good and
right,
she's
right,
talented, that's what I'm saying. I hope that her getting suspended and missing the Olympics, because everybody know it's Olympics ain't like every year, every 6 months. It's every
right,
4 years.
4 years,
So
right.
it's like you missed this opportunity, which she did. You know what I mean?
Yeah, and let's hope that maybe if they keep the clock, if they keep it, the time, uh, at the same pace, and maybe instead of being another 4 years, it'll be another 3 years. Considering I think they canceled it last year, if I'm mistaken, right?
Yeah, because of
Yeah,
COVID.
yeah,
Yeah.
because of COVID. So maybe it be, maybe 2024 still will be her year to come back with a vengeance, like you said, and be the champion that she can be. So
Right.
I'm still rooting for her. I still feel like she can be definitely a positive role model, coming from where she come from, dealing with the situation she's dealt with, and just be a lesson to everybody. That
Yeah.
these folks ain't playing with you.
Right.
you know.
Yeah, and I really do hope she come back better than before, and she stay on the course and don't get wrapped up into like trolls and like people
Yeah.
that are gonna be negative towards her. Because at the end of the day, you know, you got yourself here, with the help of your trainers and things like that, and like let that be your motivation, knowing that you are talented and that everybody don't make it to the Olympics. I mean, everybody don't get this far, and just to be accountable and be aware and like, yeah, like definitely when something like that happens, like if you in a bad mental state, whether somebody passed or whatever the case may be, like try to get to you need a better coping mechanism than turn into whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like you I know a lot of times sometimes people like to self-medicate themselves and self-relax with like things that are, regardless if you think weed is natural and all that good stuff, whatever. But I'm saying you gotta find better coping mechanisms. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. So but we definitely gonna keep rooting for it. Same thing. What? Go just jump back on Gabby Thompson. Like I said, um, I wasn't. I watched some events during the Olympics. I wasn't gonna sit like I was sitting here with a bag of popcorn, glued to the TV. But I'm gonna continue to watch it at the same rate that I did watch it, because there are other Black people that work hard to get there.
Yeah, and
We
it's
do
just
need,
cool to see.
yeah, we know we do need to support them, and especially other people from other countries and stuff like that. We still need to support them. They still need to hear us cheering for them and rooting for them. So I'm still gonna watch it the same amount that I normally would. I do hope Shakari come back though. I'm really looking forward. I'm looking forward to that. So
Yeah.
anything else, Mrs. Valerie?
No, I think we touched on a good topic and like basically just about supporting Black people, supporting each other, even when somebody makes a mistake and does something, like just being supportive and pushing through. You know what I mean? And it's about positivity over here. So that's pretty much what that was.
All right. Well, we gonna wrap this thing on up, y'all.
Thank you guys for listening. Y'all share your thoughts below. Your thoughts on Shakari Richardson. Your thoughts on if the USA track and field should take out the THC suspensions. Your thought on Gabby Thomas tweet. You guys can look that up. Let us know what you think. Will you also be watching? Also, please don't forget to like, share, comment. We love to interact with you guys. If you listen on any other network, give us 5 stars or whatever the little bells are or whatever they got going on over there as well. We appreciate y'all for listening to the General Conversation Podcast. We love doing this podcast and we thank you.
Peace.
Peace.